They should have heard all that.
We're here to.
It was a natural way to go into a podcast.
We're here to talk about Sonic 2. That's my intro from now on. Matt, what did you think of Sonic 2?
We have to do our recaps first.
I'm just so curious.
I purposely didn't
You want to
log
start
it
doing a
too.
recap?
I forgot to log.
No. Wait, it should be before for sure. Okay. Matt, do your recap then.
Okay, fine. I watched Sonic 2 over the weekend and purposely didn't log it on Letterboxd because I wanted to keep a secret. Because I think I'm gonna start doing that for movies that I know
I like it.
you guys have seen specifically, or just in general, because like I want to just reveal how I feel.
Well, Matt, it's working.
Yeah.
Because both times I seen you not log Sonic, I've gotten a nervous energy.
Exactly. I
like,
thrive on that nervous energy.
About it.
I don't want to spoil anything beforehand. So wow, what day was it? I don't remember what day it was, but Katie and I were just scrolling through stuff, just seeing like whatever strikes our fancy, we're gonna watch it. And so we were on Tubi, of course, because that's where I wanted to look for stuff. And we scrolled over to Paul Blart Mall Cop, and I was like,
"Oh yeah,
I'm pretty nostalgic for that movie. I'm wondering how it will hold up."
Yes.
And I learned many things throughout the course of it. One, I know that movie like the back of my hand. I don't know how many times I watched it, but it was too many. Two, there's a predictable amount of Kevin James. It's funny because I'm overweight jokes.
Yes.
That's
like the whole point.
There's also a couple of really funny bits in there that I'm like, you know what? That still holds
Does
up.
the fence joke still hold up? Because that was my favorite as a kid, where he like hopped the fence well, but it's him running after it where he falls down. And I was like, oh, that was funny.
That was not in the movie.
What?
I swear.
No, it is. It is.
He's
for sure.
running to a plane.
Mark's Mystery Cafe.
No, Luke, 100% that happens. It happens in the parking lot.
Luke. Like
on
the chain link fence. Yes, I'm sorry. All I could picture was a wood fence, like in Hot Fuzz, when he does that.
But he like hops it like Hot Fuzz, like he did it. But then he
did it
running.
so crazy good, and then just fell down when he was running, which was pretty funny.
Okay.
And there's a funny part where he just had made a video with his Segway, and it was just silly. And I was like, okay, this is the funny part. There were quite a few jokes about his. I don't know if they were married or what, but his daughter's mother being an undocumented immigrant. Like, I was like,
what?
I wasn't expecting that because I didn't remember that.
That's wow. Don't remember that.
So, and then, some weird things about like I don't know if you guys remember. He didn't have a cell phone, and he got a cell phone from a guy who worked in the mall because it was his teenage daughters that he took away from her. The guy who helps him, who's like his the tech support, is a guy who is stalking her, who is tracking her phone with GPS.
Oh.
He's her boyfriend, but is also stalking her.
What?
And it's just played off as a joke, where I'm like, what?
So we need more chain link fence jokes.
Yeah. Let me tell you though, Bobby Cannavale.
Oh, he's in that.
He's the SWAT guy.
Yes,
I remember him.
And it takes place in New Jersey, and he has the most New Jersey voice I've ever heard in my entire life. And he's perfect in that role.
Was the Detroit Rock City part good? Because I remember that.
I like that. That movie taught me so many songs when I was a kid. They use a lot. There's a lot of licensed music, but the scene where he and Jama Mays are tandem riding the Segway to "I Can't Hold Back" by Survivor. That's a good scene.
I remember that.
So all in all, it had some funny jokes, but probably too many rough things to be like, that's a good movie,
Too bumpy of a road.
Too bumpy of a road, but not a complete loss.
That's
Would
pretty
you
good.
say it's spiritually connected to Benchwarmers?
Yes.
Oh,
Benchwarmers is the same.
It's the same thing.
Where there's a lot of but then a couple of like really good bits,
Yeah.
We tried watching it, the three of us, like a while back, and I got so scared like 2 minutes in that I made them turn it off.
I think
I was like,
kind of
let
just
it
have
live,
to.
let it live in our heads.
It is enlightening though to see it with like it's like I was seeing it with clear eyes for the first time. It's like, oh, that thing that I laughed at a lot as a kid was super racist. Oh no. But you know what? It I don't have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, if you want to follow that up.
Hey, what I remember from
Um,
Benchwarmers is the eggs.
Luke, yes,
Yeah.
and the farting in the bush, which
I actually remember a lot, but what I remember liking was farting in the bush and the eggs. And then
Yes.
I am 12. Those were all, I don't know, with the crayon.
Um,
Remember those?
it makes sense that it feels the same to you because they're both Happy Madison productions.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
So
Terrific.
yes, exactly. So anyway, yes, I think that's all we watched for movies. For TV, we've been watching Sunny.
Nice.
We're halfway through season 7.
Nice.
Season
Next
7,
season, right?
very good
Yes.
season. Very good season so far.
Yes.
Have you gotten to
Lot-
how
lot
Matt
of-
got fat?
Not yet. We just
Okay.
watched Storm of the
An important
Century.
one. I see.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
one
um,
where it's
You
who's fully breaking in a scene? Is it Charlie?
Charlie
Where he
has to turn
turns
around at one point.
completely
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. We saw that in an episode of Reno we were watching too. Someone was just fully
Oh,
turned
yeah.
around facing the wall during a scene because they kept breaking. And they just kept going. Speaking of which, we're almost done with season 7 of Reno.
Wow.
Man, it's funny.
I know.
So do you suggest we watch Hunt for QAnon after season 7, watch the whole show, and then watch both movies?
well, how did
What
it
did we do?
premiere? Well, we watched it as it premiered, I
We
believe.
watched. Did we?
Well, like
Oh,
not
yeah, we
not
did.
as it, but we went in the order.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I
Matt,
think
you
it was
haven't seen
QAnon
any
after
movies?
season 7.
Mark,
What's now?
You've
What now?
seen Miami.
We've seen
well,
Miami. Yeah.
You've seen Miami. I think we watched them in the order that they came out. So we watched QAnon, finished show.
Yeah.
And then watched Christmas.
So did Hunt for QAnon come out before or after season 7?
I think it was after, but
Okay.
before 8, I believe.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Hunt for QAnon, that's, dare I say, a perfect movie.
Yes, yeah.
I've
tell you
seen
what.
And
Yeah, it's like the only Reno thing we showed him.
Mark, I didn't realize that you haven't seen much of Reno.
No, I've only seen like what you had watched when you originally
Yeah,
bought that like box set, and I think
Yeah.
it was like less than a season, and then I've seen a few episodes here and there, like honestly like 2 episodes with them,
Gotcha.
2 episodes by myself, and then Hunt for QAnon, which is kind of wild to not have
Strange.
too much context, but I knew the vibes going in, but
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
nothing.
I knew the vibes going in, and then the way it gets halfway through, it's just bananas at that point. It's just them doing stuff on screen at that point.
Yes. That's just the show.
The
Too.
camera's just rolling.
Oh.
Every member of the state's entire career.
Except it's
them doing.
it's so much longer because it's a movie, so it's just them rolling
Yes.
on a bunch of different situations like that. So
Thomas Lennon was on a podcast that I was listening to the other day, and he was talking about Reno 911. Do you guys know who Jordan Klepper is? He works for The Daily Show.
yes, I
He
do.
does this thing. Yeah, he goes out. Mark, you showed us one of these videos. He'll
Yes.
go out to Trump
yes.
rallies
Yes.
and
Yeah.
talk to people. And so they were going to a bunch of different rallies, and one of them was in Reno, Nevada.
I
So
remember
they had
that. I
Thomas
saw
Lennon
it.
there in
Yes.
Dangle uniform.
Yes.
And so he was talking about it, and he's like, I've never been more popular. And it was like eye-opening because he's like, they were talking about how I think people, especially people on the right, misinterpret Reno
Yeah.
because
Yes.
they will joke
Yeah.
about everything. They think that it's like on their side, and it's like, no,
Right.
you
We're
got to know the
making fun of
intention
you.
of where we're coming
Yeah.
from. But he was like, hey, has anyone? He's like, we have this movie, Hunt for QAnon, and he's like,
Yeah.
not a single person has ever seen it. He's like, you don't even have to watch it. Just throw it on in the background. Just go to Paramount
Yeah.
Plus and turn it on, please. And I thought it was funny because I was like, I actually know what that is. I got your back, Tommy.
Yep.
We
The amount of times that movie has won me in the movie game
Right?
their
I bet.
phones.
There's a couple like that where as soon as I play it, like I played M. Night Shyamalan's first ever movie that he made
Nice.
as like a college student,
Nice.
and the other person just basically just like had a fit and quit. I was
Nice.
like, ha. Let's see. We've been watching Drag Race, of course. Just finished a season and started another one. Not much to say on that front. Oh my gosh, you guys. White Lotus. Kelly, are you caught up?
I am caught up.
Okay. It's funny because like talking to people who don't see it, it wouldn't sound like a lot's going on, but there's
it's intricate.
yeah, there's so much going on. I saw Jason Isaac's penis and that
Prosthetic.
Sure. Oh, sure.
Prosthetic penis.
I was hoping it wasn't, but I guess it is.
Me too. I was hoping it wasn't, and I was very disappointed when I saw the article title. I didn't read the article, because who does?
As soon he was sitting in a robe, and just the way he was sitting,
No.
they cut to an angle, and I was like, oh no. Like
They showed it
this
multiple
angle
times.
only means one thing. Yeah.
This angle only means one thing when it's Mike White.
Like there's only one reason you would set up the camera this way, and then it happened.
You could see it.
Also,
you could see it coming.
Yeah, from a mile away. Didn't take away from it at all. Also been watching Severance, all the way caught up except for the episode airing tonight.
Tonight.
I would love to hear your guys' opinion on the latest episode because it's polarizing.
Is it?
I really liked it.
I liked it.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay.
But people didn't. Of
I
course.
love
It was
interlude.
my least favorite episode.
It may
got
be
it.
my
It's
least
not a
favorite
bad
too, but
episode.
I don't dislike any episode. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
honestly, it's only because like for rewatching, there was a few things that were revealed, but like I wanted to see what was going on with her, so it was like, it may be my least favorite. But I don't really.
1 second.
No, you're good.
His cat is probably eating something.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, there
Just
she
the
is.
lines, you know.
Oh
Yes.
yes. Oh yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good to get a Harmony episode. We haven't seen a lot of her. I'm just excited to get back, especially after the Gemma episode.
Yes.
I want to get back and see what's going on with that.
It's
But
probably
Yeah,
super.
we have 2 more.
Yeah, we only have 2 more,
oh,
and then we're gonna have to wait 15 years.
Yep.
it's one of my favorite shows of the 2020s. Like,
Yes.
I love the show so much, and I don't want it to end.
I like
I know.
that because we haven't seen Harmony since episode 3. That
Yeah.
we got a whole episode about her. It's probably super polarizing also because that's 2 episodes. I love the balls of doing 2 interludes in a row.
Right.
But also the episode before is like, in my opinion, one of the best of the whole show.
It is.
That
For sure.
when we cut
So it's
to
hard to follow
present,
it up.
yeah.
Yeah. I also am still, I think, trying to piece together what exactly was going on, because it is like you're like jumping into this world where the characters have this whole history, and you're like, what is the dynamic here? Are they
You're like,
siblings?
did she
Are they
just kiss her
lovers?
brother?
Are they both? Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of White Lotus.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
right. There's something about premium television and incest, and they just go
No,
hand
but
in hand.
it wasn't actually in Severance. But it was the same experience watching it, where you're like trying to figure out the relationship between you two, and I'm scared.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I watched was the first episode of season 4 of The Righteous Gemstones, which have you guys all
Yep.
seen it?
Yep.
Yes.
I
Balls.
was gooped when they cut to the close up of the person sitting in the back of the church,
Yeah.
and it was Bradley Cooper, and I was like,
Yep.
Do people like that one? Do people like that episode?
yes, they do.
Okay, good.
I also love the balls of being like, we're coming back for a new season. Prelude.
And it's also
Like,
like,
we're not
if
even
you
going
want to
to
see
the-
these characters, you're gonna have to wait one more week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
But what a perfect origin for the
Mhm.
gemstones. Their ancestor being a con man who ended up actually starting to get into faith, and their whole thing is faith, but they're really just con men.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of heart, and also like the Civil War like battle scenes were done extremely well. Crazy well.
I can definitely see like Danny's next few projects being more dramatic.
Yeah.
Because
For sure.
after like that episode, like he directed that one too. And it was really fucking well done.
Yeah, and it's like there weren't a lot of jokes. There wasn't a lot of funny.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, I am in this. Yeah. Really good, excited every week. I love that it airs on Sundays. It's so fitting. I love that for them. Okay, I think that's it for TV.
Popcorn.
No, wait.
He's not done.
Sorry.
For books, I'm
We'll
almost.
put it away. I can see it in your hands.
I always forget it's in here until we do the podcast, and then I like don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like,
Okay,
oh yeah, it's in
I'm
here.
playing with the Bluey pen.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, Matt.
I'm almost done with that J.A. Jantz book that Pops let me borrow.
Yes.
It's not exactly my type of book, so it's taking me a little longer to get through it. It's also very obvious to me that the author and myself come from different generations and have a different outlook on a different perspective on things. So sometimes when I'm reading the character, it's kind of like, sometimes it gets a little eye rolly where I'm like, okay. But I am excited to get back to The Alienist because I haven't picked it up in like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm trying to
forgot.
read this other book.
Yes.
So almost there. And I get an Audible credit in 2 days, and then I can start listening to Secret Place.
Yep.
Oh, Matt. Sorry. Mom has started The Secret History. We did something very bad.
I saw he started logging that, and I was like, oh, man.
That's our bad.
Yeah,
That's our
we've
fault.
done something bad.
That's our
You know, it is funny when my old boss said she was reading it, and I got very excited. I was like, oh, God, that's such a good book. And then I think when she finished it, she was like, I don't think I properly warned her about where that book goes.
You know, my first junior year, first day in art class, that's when I was reading that book, and my art teacher, this is how we bonded first day, was like, I just read that book.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, it was a totally normal book. And I finished it, and I was like, oh, you're a freak, too.
Yeah, it's like it's To Kill a Mockingbird. It's like, yeah, everyone has. It's like, no. Okay, popcorn to Mark.
Let me throw this sheep for Sky to go get.
Go, Marky, go.
Mark, is that lamb chop?
Yeah.
Because we have one too. That looked familiar.
I have about 11 lying around the room somewhere. They're her favorite toy, so I always just get her a new one, and then she goes crazy, and then she forgets about it.
That's how it goes.
The only movie I watched was Sonic 2. I thought about seeing Mickey 17 today because I didn't know what I was going to do, and then I read The Stand, and I read like 50 pages. And I'm past book 1 of it, and I'm already liking book 2 more, and that's what I was looking for. I think more so. I think I'm gonna really start liking, because I like the characters. I just got a little bit winded with book 1, so excited to keep reading that. That was the only movie. Shows, caught up on Severance, Righteous Gemstones, 1 episode of Interview.
Oh yeah, Mark, you watched all of season 3.
Watch all of season 3 of Righteous, yes, to catch up.
Wow.
Season 3 is my favorite.
Me too.
The ending
like
of that
season
is just insane. That's like writing yourself, not even out of a corner, just like writing out of specific storylines just to be crazy.
A biblical, biblical event.
I think. Shows. I finished Shrinking season 2, but I finished it again because Trini watched it.
Okay.
And she binged it. Finished Teen Wolf season 4. Watched 4 episodes of season 5 so far, and might I say, they are back. They are back.
Rebound. You gotta hit bottom to bounce
You
up.
Wow.
like the
the-
longer seasons,
Ooh,
huh?
man, the contrast. Yeah, and I usually don't, but like for Teen Wolf, the longer seasons, like already, I'm like, oh,
Better.
they started caring again. Like, just even with the writing and like what the characters are doing, I'm like, what happened in 4? 4 was the gas leak for Teen Wolf, as it was with Community. Like, I'm not gonna get too far into it. I already raged this week about season 4. There's so much that pisses me off with that season, and then it's not undoing it, but they're like picking back up storylines that were dropped or never spoken of, and just like continuing it. Like Scott being smart was not a thing in seasons 1 and 2. He was like the dumbass, but he was getting smart in 3, and like the first scene of him in season 3 was him like studying because he didn't want to be a dipshit anymore. That was like the whole thing, is like he's trying to get smarter. 4, they don't mention school at all. And then in 5, he's like in AP Bio trying to make it because he wants to become a veterinarian, which is like his job, is being
He's
an
a wolf.
assistant. Yeah, well, that's of course. But like I'm like, oh, they're picking stuff back up. They're making people more interesting again. I don't know what happened with 4. 4 was, ooh, it was a short season too, so I wonder if they just rushed that shit out. But it was like filmed worse. Like,
What year did that come out? It wasn't like a strike year, was it?
I'm
Because
not
maybe
sure,
if they were crunched.
honestly.
Yeah.
It started in 2011. Does that sound right, Luke? Yeah, 2011.
I don't know.
And then it was 2014.
Yeah, I don't think there was a strike. I think they just.
I think they just
peaked a
shit the
little
bed
bit.
with that one,
Yep.
and they brought back my least favorite villain, all this stuff, right? Season 5, the villains are weird, but I'm kind of cool with it. Like, like they're very strange. So, we're only 4 episodes in, but I'm already feeling like they're kind of like, it's not to season 3, but it's
What can be.
what it seems like what would continue after season 3. Like, it seems like the next season.
Yeah.
It just doesn't even seem like 4 existed. So, oh man, makes me very angry. I started watching Community again. It's just that time where after Shrinking,
It's
I
your
wanted
site.
a 30-minute show. I just want a 30-minute show to like fall asleep to, and I've seen it 2 or 3 times, but it's been 2 years, so now it's time again to watch Community.
We were just talking about maybe rewatching Community at some point.
Yeah.
Every
Okay,
few
right.
years, it's about time, you know.
Yeah, I'm just feeling it
Yeah.
again. I think that's it. I'm sure I'll remember stuff like one-off episodes or something, but no like long-run TV shows or not like binging, and no movies. I showed Luke and Kelly the episode of Rain, the Bluey episode Rain.
Oh,
That's like high tier.
Good one.
High tier.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
They're all good. That's a good one. You know what I mean?
I will popcorn to Kelly.
All right, Matt, guess what's on my socks?
Knuckles
That's on one sock.
and Miles Prower on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to
Hilarious.
Look
quote
at him.
Miles.
too.
I love it.
Yeah.
We'll get
He's
into
like
it more.
Hedgehog.
We'll get into it more later, but hilarious that his name is Miles Prower.
Yep.
Yes.
Honestly, I think the only thing different than what we've talked about is that sometimes when I'm laying in bed and my brain hurts but I can't fall asleep, I've been putting on the original Looney Tunes from the 30s.
Nice.
Ooh,
The ones that are
Ooh.
available
yeah,
and like aren't lost to time or are so racist that you can't find them anymore.
that's what I was thinking.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I love old animation and the way they move. So much more interesting than like animation is still very impressive, but it's so much more interesting to me than 3D animation.
Yeah.
Where it's like I was just gonna put it on to be in the background, and I found myself like staring at the TV the whole time, just admiring the way that things were moving. Like
That's good TV.
Yes.
I really enjoy old animation like that. And who do you think of like the recurring Looney Tunes characters? Like who was the first? Like who was like the star at the beginning?
You would think Bugs Bunny, but that's probably not it,
Right.
right?
It's
Okay.
not Bugs.
Daffy Duck.
That's a great guess. He's my fave. I love Daffy. No.
Sylvester.
No. Is
Elmer
that
Fudd.
it's no.
Porky.
Mark, do you have a guess? It was Porky.
Wow.
Is it really?
It was
that's why
Porky.
he's the. Okay, I see.
That's why
Mhm.
he's at the end saying that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the
Wow.
first like big character that was reoccurring.
Why he get one up? Why Bugs Bunny gotta do that to
Well,
him?
I think he just found himself more comfortable in a sidekick
Yeah,
position.
yeah. Bugs Bunny is like just chaos.
He was so nice, and
Bugs Bunny's a
Bunny was like a
Yeah.
fucking
And-
psychopath.
Bugs and Daffy
and
just
Daffy
like
Duck
Daffy's
needs
his-
to be on some
Daffy
kind of
is his
meds.
cranky husband, so it kind of works with them
Yeah.
two being
Yeah.
his
Oh
sons.
yes. Well, that's also
True.
why I started it, because I love the Looney Tunes show.
Yeah.
Growing up, I love that, and I couldn't find that anywhere, so I started like the original.
Well, that's cool.
But also, there was like a thing that was a part of Looney Tunes called Merry Melodies that were like focused on a song, like songs each episode. And the little character that say "That's all, folks" at the end was a little jester guy in the Merry Melodies. It's really interesting. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's the only new thing, but I enjoy it.
Ellie, if you ever like get to the end of those or whatever, one time Kyle was over at our house and we just started watching the original Tom and Jerry from
That
like,
was
the 40s,
yep.
and it's very good, and they're short and it's funny, and it's crazy because like on Max, like they came out I think before actual movies in theaters then, right? They were like little shorts or something, so it would like one season would be all of them from the 1930s. There's only like whatever 10 20 episodes, but it's like this one came out in 31, this one came out in
Oh my God.
33, like crazy. So
Yeah.
I recommend if you're looking for that.
I do love those, and that was also on my list.
Yeah.
But that was also my go-to on my trip whenever we stayed in actual hotels and not just slept on the road. The go-to was to find the Tom and Jerry channel, because it was like, if Mysteries at the Museum wasn't on, or Reliable was Tom and Jerry. Yes,
Yeah.
I love the original Tom and Jerry as well. Luke.
All right. Yes. Okay, so I think the only differences are the shows that I'm watching, which is Daredevil, and so I have to now explain it to Matt. That now I'm in season 3. And the episode I just watched has the scene in the prison where Fisk lets the guards out, and not the guards, the prisoners, but also the guards, and then they attack Matt, but he's not Daredevil Matt. He's Charlie. It's lawyer Matt, but he's also supposed to be dead, so he stole Foggy's credentials anyway. But it's him fighting in the prison, and it's really good. I timed it. It's 11 minutes, and there's also a conversation in that shot, and it like spans a hallway from the prison, goes into another room, goes into another hallway, goes into like a bigger lobby, and then out the prison. It is so good. It is one of the most impressive things that I've seen. It is very good. And so I freaked out about it and had to show them again.
Didn't they have a long take in season 1? So they were like,
And
we're gonna one up that. Yeah,
they have So in the first one, it's in episode 2, which is really cool.
That's right.
And it's him in his black outfit because he doesn't have his suit until like the last episode of 1. And so it's just in the hallway, but it will like shift as the people like go through the different rooms, and then he saves the boy at the end. In season 2, it's him in the Daredevil suit, but with a chain that Frank Punisher had tied him up with, and a gun that was out of bullets that Frank had duct taped to his hand. So he's fighting them on a stairwell with it, like slapping them with a chain while beating them with like the gun in his hand in his devil suit. He's like screaming as
Oh no.
he like flings the chain up to the lights to turn it off. I have to show you guys that one too. That's in season 2.
Okay.
Season 3 is my favorite, and I think it's just like where all the characters are at is my favorite. It's the most religiously allegorical is what I'm looking for with Matt, because it's this crisis of faith season,
Right.
And he's depressed, and Foggy is like is try and move on without Matt. Now he's running for district attorney, so Fisk won't kill him because in their heads, if he's out in the open, Fisk won't do it. But if I'm remembering correctly, I think he's gonna win anyway, and that's gonna be the surprise. And he might not want to do it. Like he'll be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna win." And then Karen is also just found out from Foggy that Matt's alive, but she's in her investigative journalist era, not
Right.
But I liked when she was working at Nelson and Murdoch that she did more lawyer work than Matt did. Because Matt was always gone getting his help. And there's a really good scene in season 2 where she says that to him when they're yelling at each other, and it's really good. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. But I haven't even gotten to the office fight scene because this is the season with Bullseye, and they do a really good job with him. It's Fisk and Bullseye. That's perfect. It's just like the movie.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, and then Kelly and I'm watching Yellow Jackets with Kelly.
Oh.
And I like it. Misty is my favorite so far. She is cuckoo.
Yep.
Yes.
And then Lottie's starting. She's gonna have storylines that I'm gonna be really interested in. Yeah, and I like it all in the wilderness. Like I like all the storylines. As adults, I'm not interested in a lot of it unless it's Misty and Nat. I like Natalie's too.
Yeah.
But specifically Misty as adults, I'm interested in. In the wilderness, it's like that's
Misty is
That's the
Christina
good
Ricci, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and she does such a great job.
Yes.
So such contained chaos where it's like
Yes.
outwardly looks so normal, and then she starts talking, and you're like, what?
Jesus Christ.
It's like Lost season 4, because specifically in season 4, it was flash forwards. So on the island, so it was 2 separate storylines going at once in that season. So it's like Lost season 4.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly.
Also, Matt, the book you got me, Never Let Me Go.
It's sad.
Yes, I didn't really. It's one of my favorite books, by the way. So thank you for giving me it. They made a movie off of it in 2010. I didn't know this.
That's why I knew what the book was, because I saw the movie.
It's Keira Knightley, Carey Mulligan, Andrew Garfield. Pre-Amazing Spider-Man Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
And then Ella Purnell is young Ruth.
Yeah.
She's in it as well. And then Charlotte Rampling Matt, who is Dune, the Put Your Hand in the Box, but also the lawyer from Broadchurch.
Yes.
He's in it too. And I had no idea. So now I need to watch.
Luke, I had to watch that for my sci-fi movie class in college, which is the way I learned about this, which is why I got it for you, because I was like, if this is anything like the movie, I think you're gonna like this.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It is. It's beautiful and heartbreaking. Yeah, but it's all about love and memory, and it makes you
and what it means
so
to be
good.
Human.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I need to read his others. I think he won the Nobel Prize for literature one year, because Remains of the Day is one that everybody talks about. I feel like that's his one most famous one. Maybe the most famous one is that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm done.
Matt, what do you think about Sonic 2?
I really, really liked this movie.
Yeah.
They won me over almost immediately.
You get, and it makes you love the first one.
And holy shit, Knuckles is so funny.
Yes, see,
Idris Elba was great casting. He says, specifically towards the end, after he's on the good side, just everything he says, I'm like, this. It's like if Drax the Destroyer was funnier, you know? Did that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Yes, it's the same.
Tails made me cry.
Yes.
Specifically the scene when he's like I'm your friend, and gives him a hug. Yeah. I was crying on my couch.
How about when the tails go to cover him?
Yeah. Okay.
As his blanket.
When he was sitting like that, I was like, oh my god, he looks like CJ, because CJ's tail floofs up like that. And so I was like, oh, Miles is so precious.
Miles.
Didn't have any idea his name
Same
was
as
Miles per
Miles
hour
per
until the
hour.
end.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
Well, yes, go ahead.
You know what? I didn't even put that together, Kelly. I was just like, that's just like, why is his name
Well, why so
like
Miles?
Miles? Like Miles per hour. I didn't get that until now.
There
So
was
silly.
there was a
Well, it raises so many questions.
Yeah. Why does he have an English
Because
name? An Anglo
why-
name?
Why are Sonic and Knuckles named Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah. He's
Tails has a first and a last name.
maybe the
It's a
Fox
Miles
community is
Prowler.
maybe that
Yeah,
happens in the
exactly.
Fox community.
Yeah.
I did have a question. Does Amber Rose show up in the third one?
You're gonna
Um,
have to watch.
We can't say anything.
Do you guys know who Amber Rose is? Is what my point
Amy.
is.
Amy Rose.
Amy Rose.
Amy Rose.
Amy Rose.
So yes.
Katie told me that she had a hedgehog growing up, and she named her Amy Rose
Oh, nice,
after.
nice.
Sonic.
That's yes. So Amy also has a normal name.
Yes. Why?
And Amy is a. What
Is
is
she a hedgehog? Also,
I don't know what
She's
Amy
not
is.
a hedgehog. She's not a hedgehog.
what do you think she could
I'll
be?
look it up.
A chinchilla.
Is Shadow a nickname
It's not a
or is that
cat.
his name?
I think that's his
Yeah.
name. Well, that makes
Um,
sense within the context of the
yeah,
third
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Okay, Matt, continue.
There were some. Okay, so there are some bits where I was like, okay, they kind of just dropped the plot line, but it's fine because I'm having a great time.
Yes.
Like,
That's his whole
yeah,
movie.
what's her name? What's the sister's wedding?
Rachel.
Rachel.
Um,
They kind of forgot about
that was incredible. I wanna say I stand corrected. Apparently, Amy is a hedgehog.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
don't know why I didn't think she was.
So Amy
I
Yes,
has
thought it
Rachel's
was-
wedding.
I really I thought that scene was really funny, and then it's even funnier that they just don't ever come back to it and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Mhm.
The end. I had to bring this up because I was like, this is a joke that no kid watching this movie is even gonna get, or probably a lot of the parents are probably too young to get it. When Knuckles, went with the baseball at the end and it went through the scoreboard, they played the music from The Natural.
Holy
Did they?
shit!
I didn't
I didn't
realize.
realize it either.
It's when he, knocks out the lights at the end. It's
Holy
that
shit.
music, and I was like, "That's hilarious."
That's crazy.
Because
That's really funny.
that's a reference for no one.
Yeah.
That's really funny to me,
That was for them and them alone.
and I love that about it. The opening with
Uh-oh.
Sonic stretching to. Am I back?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I was
I
gonna
paused
mention
because I
it.
saw myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Sonic stretching to "It's Tricky" by Run DMC.
Yes.
I was like, I got like goosebumps. I was like, this is really
Yeah,
good.
Yes.
The music choices were spot on. Yeah, I found this movie really funny, really endearing. I had a phenomenal time. I like Robotnik when he's crazier, just like full on, like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a lunatic. He
Yeah.
did some unhinged shit in this movie.
Did you like the flossing?
He had the
Did you
floss.
like he's flossing?
That's
He
actually
even
my,
said floss.
my
He
only
said
negative
this-
of this movie is that Sonic didn't floss with
I
him,
know.
but it's okay.
Right,
I
right.
know.
Yeah.
At the very end of the movie, when it's like a video game, they animated Robotnik flossing again. So
Yes, they did. There's
it
twice.
happened twice in this one as
Yeah.
well.
Did something. I can't remember what it is now, but when they were in
Was
the
it the-
backyard,
This is how I roll.
that was really
Because that
Oh,
was crazy.
yeah.
That was
That-
hilarious. Stone making the coffee
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
like forlorn and like,
Yes.
like really good, really funny.
Stonebotnik is canon as
It
of
is
this
canon,
movie.
But Robotnik did something in the backyard where I was like, "What are we doing?" In a good.
Then he like comes up on a
The best way.
lawnmower, all hunched.
That was
Well,
really good.
Like he did
Yes.
it. He also did it once in the first movie, but this is where they really start his addiction, his crippling addiction to the quill.
He's like,
Yeah, like it happened once in the first movie, but this is the one where he like can't help himself from the beginning. It just happens when he's going off the mushroom planet.
whoever plays Stone, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for not knowing the actor's name. I love how committed he was to this character because when he made Robotnik the first latte, of being back, and Robotnik said, "Could use more mushroom." The devastation on
Yeah.
Snoke's face. He was
Felt
so
like getting,
hurt.
like,
Yeah.
punched in the stomach as a viewer.
Yeah.
The look on his face.
I have a synopsis to read.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, IMDb.
Yep. A male blue hedgehog who has adapted to living on Earth has new allies and friends when the evil mania male villain returns for revenge.
That's a good.
That's
They
accurate.
all have to get along if they want to defeat the villain. They all travel a long way to discover some deep secrets.
Yeah. Okay, Luke. Right after that, give your thoughts, and then we'll bounce back into like everything.
Oh, I love this movie.
I know you
Of
love
course.
it, but for Matt in the audience.
Yeah.
I love this movie. Tails is my favorite, and we get a lot of him in this one because it's his introduction to Sonic, and so I love it. Like every single thing that Tails says, I will laugh. Like when he shushes Wade, and then also Wade funny saying, "Is that your dad?"
Your dad? Pointing at Tails.
And then Tails just like, "What?" Then that was it.
Oh, what about when Wade thought Knuckles was the guy he went to like middle school with? He's like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god.
It's the same Knuckles.
I like how big this one gets, especially compared to the first one.
Yeah.
They travel around the globe. I mean, they go to Siberia. The dance battle, that's always
Ooh.
10 out of
Yeah.
10.
Down funk.
Yep.
Uptown
Of all
Funk.
things.
I like that Maddie has a bigger role than one. I like that her and Tom at the wedding, and then the going into Rachel and Randall's fight for
Oh,
a solid 7 minutes.
Longer,
was
probably.
them making up. They did
That was
not
the
need to
main
do that.
plot of this movie.
Yeah.
I'm a
Everything's
fan of
prelude to that.
yes. I'm a fan of Commander Walters.
Yeah.
His
Nothing
introduction
to
in this one is stepping over a kid's sandcastle. Or no, stepping on it.
Yeah.
Robotnik, I don't know if he's my favorite in this one or the 3. He actually, as Robotnik, I think he's my favorite in this one because he's the most absurd.
Yeah.
This is most unhinged. Yeah.
Like when he gets the power of the emerald and he's just like staring off into space. Yeah. So all in all, no bad things to say about this one. Honestly, yeah. Oh, and we get the grapes joke. The first grapes joke with Knuckles, that he just loves grapes. They're like ice cream. He's like, ooh, does it have any grapes? Like out of the
On the baseball field.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he said some shit on the baseball field that I was like,
Yeah.
it was an absurdist masterpiece. Because I was like, what are you talking about?
Does
It's
it
so
have
funny.
grapes?
How about when he was?
Field is where Knuckles goes from being 40 the whole movie to being the same age as Sonic,
Yes,
which is
yeah.
like 11.
Yeah.
How about
Tails
when?
is like 8.
Yeah. When they're on the plane and Sonic was like, "Okay, this is what we got to do," and Knuckles was like, "Yep," and then like just fell off. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Luke, the scene where Knuckles is like hanging off the cliff and was like basically like to Robotnik, it's like, I'll take you down. I'll take down all of these. Oh, they're stairs.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then he
Yes.
just
Yes.
goes up.
And then it's like whenever he walks into the rooms, it's like Robotnik will do
Yes.
the wackiest thing you've ever seen, and then Knuckles is just
Okay, Knuckles' introduction was like,
Oh.
no kidding, not
Yeah.
ironically,
Scary.
one of the most badass introductions I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
this is crazy.
Matt,
Yep.
This is insane.
How insane is it that not only Knuckles is kind of a villain in
Yeah.
this movie, and it was his tribe that killed Longclaw, and also Longclaw was probably not very good. Like,
Well,
it's debatable as
is
to
either
who was
side
in the
good
right.
or bad? Like,
Because it's
I
been
think-
generations, so did they just fight to fight?
But, well, so the lore, based on what Knuckles said, was
Yeah.
that the Echidna forged the
the One Ring.
stone
Yes.
into the emerald. Right. And then the owls took it from them
Right.
to try to prevent them from having that power. But then
So
they
each
have
side-
the emerald.
Each side thinks they're the good
Yeah.
side,
Good guys.
which
Yeah.
But
is always how it is.
how crazy was that? And when you
That is
watch
crazy.
the first movie again, it is very clear that they are echidnas.
Yes.
And I
For
didn't even
sure.
realize that until they played. I was like, oh my god, yeah, that is what they looked like.
All right.
This was like,
I was gonna say, Kelly, give yours real quick. We'll go to me, and then we'll
Okay.
just do ever.
okay. Did this movie have any right to be over 2 hours? Yes.
Yeah, that's
It
correct.
did.
Not a single second is wasted. Wow. They
Yeah.
really did something special here.
Yeah.
Flames on the side of my face.
Yes.
I love this movie so much. I love how insane it got. I love that they got a higher budget and were like, we're gonna use every penny of that budget. I love that it follows the first one. I love how low key the first one is. So the massive jump to the second one is as insane as it is. I love those little guys so much. Mark?
We've said it a couple times, but the best word for this movie is absurd. Basically, everything that happens is absurd in this movie, and it's absolutely fantastic. Even when I watched this the first time, I had liked it more, but I came out of the movie being like, that was fucking insane. Like, that's the most insane movie I've ever seen in my life, because the jump, for sure. Now, what I think, I've talked to Luke and Kelly extensively about this, but I really do think it had something to do with the animation change, because when the animation changed for the first one, people were like, no, we want it to be like video game Sonic.
Yeah.
And I honestly think Jeff Fowler was like, fuck it, you want a video game? I'll give you a video game. Because they're trying to search for a magic diamond
An
that's
emerald,
like,
yeah.
that's at least a foot big, that he basically Robotnik consumes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he's like floating and on wires while he's like basically an Incredibles villain at the end of this. Like the
He's like
jump
the kid from
between it,
Chronicle.
the jump
Well,
between it is crazy. And also like this movie, I really was worried that they were just gonna put Tom and Maddie on Hawaii, and it's like, okay,
Right.
that's where they're gonna be. No, they intertwine that shit, and then they make Hawaii like really long.
Yeah.
And it's not even for Maddie and Tom; it's for
No.
Rachel
For Rachel.
and Randall.
And Randall.
Yeah.
Shamar
They
Moore.
wanted- Well, they wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that she got vengeance.
Yeah,
Yes.
for what he did to her.
it's just
And
really.
then they really come.
Oh, sorry. Good.
It's a love story.
Yes.
Really.
It's really crazy that the first one is like he just needs to get to San Francisco. I think that they were just actually trying to put it more in reality. That's why
Yeah.
they're trying the other animation, and it's just this movie's crazy, and everything that Tails says makes me laugh.
Oh,
The amount of times that Tails is like, "Oh, only Sonic the Hedgehog could do that." 3 times says only Sonic the Hedgehog. Like the fact that Tails is just obsessed with him.
Yeah.
We have confirmation that Tails was watching him at all times, including Bubble Bath.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love this movie. Robotnik is insane. This is where they just like it's obvious like they were like, we're going full Robotnik, we're gonna shave his head. We weren't even gonna like slowly transition that. It's like shaved head and mustache, like he's full on, and they just let Jim Carrey, like I think they just told him to go off the fucking rails, like, and then they
Yes.
made no cuts. It seems like
No
they're just like, we're just gonna go with it.
There are no deleted
No.
scenes of this movie.
I,
Yeah. No.
Thank
I
you
don't think
so
they
much
can.
for this beanie mat, because I am obsessed with Knuckles.
Hey, yeah. I love
Most
Knuckles.
I feel like most franchises would wait till the next movie to make the bad guy that joined, not bad guy, but the antagonist that joined the team. They would wait at least a movie to like really change his character to be the way Knuckles is. Immediately he joins the team and he's like, don't talk to me, sitting in the sand. And like then immediately is, like Kelly said, their age, and is somewhere between 8 and 11 years old, and we're not sure.
Yeah.
and just them playing baseball after and that's a payoff to the first movie, not this movie,
Yep.
to the first one. And it's like, oh my god.
In the first movie, when Sonic's playing baseball by himself, doesn't he say something to his self that he then says to Knuckles in the
Oh,
second
he
movie?
does.
Like, it's a repeated line. It's just like, oh, my heart. He's got his friends. Team.
His wingmen, his group of
His
boys.
wingmen.
And
yeah, his boys.
That's all I
This
so
is what
we can
boys being boys should be.
we can definitely
Yes,
all
yes.
jump in, because all I have left to say, it's just, I mean, I have way more to say, but just for myself is like,
Yeah.
this movie, it's just incredible. The amount that they decided, they went over 2 hours, and it's in how many different locations. Straight up, when they're looking for the diamond, it looks like a video game level with like the crystals growing out of the sides. Like, this compared to where the first movie ended is the complete opposite. You think this would take 4 to 5 movies to get here? Nope, they just fucking went for it, and I love it, and I love the additions. So, yeah.
I appreciate that they don't shy away from fart jokes, because they make me laugh every
Did it
time.
again.
He did.
Um,
And he got
two
the chili
different
dog with the
He
lightning.
did. He
He
did.
did.
Yeah,
He loves chili.
the Ferris Bueller of it all with
Yeah.
him in there,
That
Yeah.
and
was
it just
horrifying.
hilarious. But also the bad Russian translation in the
Yep.
bar, where he's like, "Stand back, I farted." Just funny.
I knew you would laugh at that.
That was good.
It was good.
He almost got thrown into a fire, not even like halfway through the movie.
The way they looked when they walked into that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cutest
It's
thing.
basically the same scene from the first one, like the bar scene, but it's
Yeah. But
but it's better because it's him and
Siberia.
Tails, and they're dancing
And
to
then they had
Uptown
do a
Funk
dance
to win it,
competition,
and the guy
and
passed
then
out.
Tails clones
Yeah.
himself. Tails. I love that he's the gadget guy.
Yeah.
Gadget guy.
Luke, you were
I-
gonna say
He's
something a
not
bit ago.
field guy.
Yeah, Luke, what were you gonna say?
Oh, the map, what? Like the map glowing out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Why
like,
did that happen?
oh, it had a
He
message
had
from
to be
Longclaw about the
Wade's
Master
presence,
Emerald.
Perhaps.
Yes.
My favorite
And-
things
Draws.
in this franchise are when they don't explain things because they don't matter. It doesn't matter like what caused it to. It just matters that they need that to happen.
Yeah, I love that it was just plot convenience, and they don't even
They don't
try
care.
to explain why. it
They're just
happened at
it
that
needs to
point.
happen.
'Cause I thought that I
Apparently-
was like, are they gonna explain why this is important now? No.
Yeah, because apparently Longclaw was thinking 10 steps ahead that she's going to send him to Earth so that therefore he could find the Master Emerald. But the map would glow when he was in Wade's garage.
Exactly.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
Tails.
Do you think that Longclaw was aware of Tails as a being?
No.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
I
he's
think-
there for-
Oh, maybe there's that. Yeah, Tails was watching the war, but he was too afraid to go in and try to
Tails
stop
knows
it.
everything about the war.
Yeah.
Tails
Tails
is
doesn't.
our not only is he our gadget guy, but he's Mr. Exposition.
He's our
Yeah.
historian who
Yes,
watches
yes.
Well,
Sonic
the
math.
the general or
Yes.
whatever is Mr. Exposition. He comes in and they're like, "You need to explain." They straight up at one point in this movie, they're straight up like, "You need to explain this to us." I don't think they say those words, but that's basically what they tell him.
Yeah.
And then he just goes into like a full explanation of everything.
You know what scene is good?
What's that?
When it's at the end, when Sonic is limping to the Emerald, and then the robot like towers behind them, and then Tom and Maddie are like racing with the car.
Oh yeah.
That was
Like,
good
doing it-
because he can't do fast. He can't do his thing. He's limping.
Matt.
Yeah.
Did you get goosebumps when he turned into Supersonic?
You know I did. Okay. Crazy. Also, it's very similar to like Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z. It's very funny. There was a letterbox review where someone said Sonic turned piss yellow and everyone in my theater cheered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's
uh-huh.
crazy.
It was
That's the
very
best
cool.
moment of my
Someone
life.
someone that I listen to, they're a fan of Sonic, and they're saying like the third one's their favorite, but nothing lives up to the moment of when he turned into Supersonic. Because Supersonic is not from like the Diamond, as far as I know, so it was a surprise that was gonna happen. So
Right.
Sonic fans like lost their shit.
Hell yeah. Like,
Fun.
I like Sonic, but I like don't know a lot about
Yeah,
the lore,
yeah.
and even I was like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know nothing. So it's
Yeah,
fun.
So there's so many games that like I feel like everything in the movie was taken from something.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
every
there's so many
trivia I read
shows.
were like, this was a reference to this.
There's
and
like
this, yeah.
so like there's Sonic Adventures something that people really like that some of 3 take, but it's like a bunch of different stuff or their own. But like there's also so many different shows with like bad 3D animation from like 2005 that like yeah.
There are times where a line is said and there's like this half-second pause afterwards where I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
clearly I was supposed to understand a reference there, but it's okay that I didn't.
Yeah.
It still works.
I
you know?
only
The
know
fact
from
that he
hearing other
doesn't know
people.
how to
I've never played.
swim,
What's that?
The fact that he drowns in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the
Oh, yeah.
original game, right? He would.
Yeah.
And
Oh
that's
my
why
god, Kelly, I
Tails-
never put
Tails-
it together. It's the
Tails
water,
would
yeah.
come in
In
pick
at
him
least the
up out of
second
the
one.
water and
Yeah.
fly him away.
Oh.
When you and
I
me
know
were
that.
when you and me were
But it was
playing
Knuckles
the
saving him.
second one for like the 5 minutes that we played it, it was
Yeah.
water. Yeah, that he drowned. I
It's
never.
always water.
Yep, but then Tails would always pick him up.
Yeah. But it
you
was
guys wanna hear
Knuckles in the
something?
movie.
Do you want to know something stupid?
Hmm.
I did not know Tails had more than one tail. I did not know that's why Tails was
When
called
did you
Tail.
realize? When did you realize?
As soon as they came on, as soon as he came on screen, it had 2 tails. But I mean, beforehand, I knew his name was Tails. I didn't think it was literally he has more than one tail.
I wouldn't have
Did you
thought that
think
too,
his
Matt.
one
I
tail was
wouldn't
just
have
moving so fast that it looked like 2?
I would have thought that,
could, yeah.
I would have
I've
thought
never
that, yeah.
seen Tails except in still photos.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
I
but that's
love
what, like
Tails.
when in Siberia when they were chanting "freak" at him. Oh, poor baby.
I
know.
know.
Said that he was
Only a little
secluded
guy.
from his like.
Yeah, so
It's fucked.
he's not gonna want to go back because they were not nice to him. Sonic's his only friend until Knuckles
Yeah.
comes along,
I-
and Tom
I
and Maddie, and now
realize
they're all friends, and Ozzy.
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 The dog.
Knuckles is funny to me because his quick turn makes sense because he never had like malicious energy. It was
Right.
Yeah.
very much like you could tell he was trying to figure out the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just like
Yes.
he doesn't know Earth. He doesn't understand that Robotnik is a lunatic, even though he looks like that. But
Knuckles is about honor.
yes,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so when he he realized that Robotnik was dishonorable because that was
took him
Yes.
a while to
Yeah.
figure it out, but he figured
Yeah.
it out eventually.
Oh, I
but,
love
and that
him so
Sonic was
much.
honorable and they were throwing sand at each other on the beach.
Yes. Oh, it's so.
And he was like, "Stop throwing sand at me," and Sonic was like, "No,
Yeah.
you're gonna explain to me."
I love that Robotnik's logo. Okay, when like the coffee shop turns into like secret headquarters, his logo is on there before he has gotten back, before Stone has seen what he looks like. And the logo
in the
is the
first
bald
movie,
head with a
too.
mustache.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep. It's just his
Presumably-
iconic look before it was his actual look.
Presumably, he grew his mustache out and shaved his head to look like his logo on the Mushroom Planet because that logo was in the
Oh.
first movie.
Do you
But
think?
why is that his logo in the first place?
What
Maybe
if-
something from Sonic 3 that we could discuss.
I was gonna say he
Right.
inherited it, right?
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
knew-
not
I knew-
a thing in the first.
Actually,
It could be.
Well,
I
he
do
didn't
know.
inherit the logo
Okay.
actually at all.
I
He was an
I know-
orphan.
I
He was in
know.
his orphan face. Sorry.
That's right, the orphan face.
Right.
So how does that make? Because I remember them
Oh,
when
just
Sonic
wait.
3 was coming out. They mentioned that there was another Robotnik. Yeah. So I am aware of that, but that's like all I know about Sonic 3.
Dude, when Knuckles catches Sonic when he's like rolling at him, he just like holds him up. You're like, Knuckles is fucking cool.
Literally.
And then
Literally,
Tails
and
hits him with the police.
It's
Yes,
the
and
police
Tails
car
runs
that
him
he
over.
stole.
And you-
Tails' first outing on Earth, he immediately stole a cop car and ran over Knuckles.
Yeah.
But we're good.
I love Idris Elba in this role because it totally makes sense with the way
So
he
good.
is with like his voice and being the antagonist, but also like Idris Elba not started, but he's been in like The Office, like he's been in silly
Yeah,
goofy
he
shit,
does
and so when
comedy, yeah.
Knuckles like, and then he executive produces the Knuckles show and Sonic 3.
Apparently,
Yes.
I was reading that he's a really big video game fan, and that he just like likes the Sonic video games.
Yeah.
So he was like, hell yeah.
I just
I
love
love
it's very small at the end with Knuckles being that way. We have more context from other stuff we've seen with Knuckles acting that way, but I love when Knuckles is on Team Sonic.
He's so silly, and I think it's funny too, because like knowing that. Idris Elba's big break was Stringer Bell on The Wire, which is a very serious character. Yeah. And then hearing some of the lines he has to say in this, it's just so funny because it's like, I never would have guessed that I would have heard him say that in a big blockbuster movie.
He brought back "This is how I roll." He brought it back
to
a boss.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, chills all over my body.
Oh, I was cackling.
And also, he punches the baseball. When the baseball thing, he does not hit it. And then he spikes the bat immediately into the ground.
Why wouldn't he?
So, I'm assuming that his fists also have those spikes on them, and they just fit into the gloves that way.
That would make
sense.
Yeah.
They're hard.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he also, when he's climbing,
yeah,
it's like he's just Knuckles into it. He's not holding. He's
the
Knuckles.
Last of the echidna, but presumably he's also the strongest.
Yes.
Because we don't see the other echidnas unless we do.
Now he didn't seem like he was built like that, like naturally. So again, I think it's because he lost his tribe. He traded himself up, just like Sonic didn't catch Long Claw, so he became the fastest. So then exactly. Tails became the smartest because he wasn't. Tails didn't have friends. No one gave him a chance, so he spent his time working on gadgets and it by himself. See, it all makes sense. Like they really. Man.
Tails got to Earth because like he built the machine.
Yeah.
That got
Yep.
that changed dimensions. Like they don't need the rings when Tails is there. I'm assuming.
They don't even really bring up how smart Tails really is. They're just like, awesome, you can help us. It's like he should win a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, the smartest
He has a backpack full of like weapons of mass destruction.
Well, it's also not completely sure if his gadgets always work because the translator did not work, but the small little gun did work. The one that blew up the cake.
True.
So
he's more of a weapons guy.
He's more of a weapons dealer.
Yes, that's what I think of Tails.
He specializes in weapons.
At one point, Robotnik strip licks the windshield of a car.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of the movie. Like
Sonic, because he's gone rabid.
Oh yes, like it's like okay, they just Hey, there actually is an explanation. He was stuck on a mushroom planet for months. Like, so it kind of makes sense his turn, but like
it was almost a year.
Yeah,
right.
I think so, right?
This is like 200 and something days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. How about? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the Knuckles bit where every time he shakes someone's hand, he like almost breaks it. Still, it's funny every time he does it.
Yeah.
Never gets old.
About when we learn the history of the Emerald and it's suddenly an animated movie in like totally different animation.
It's just like Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yep.
Like Deathly Hallows Part
1.
Exactly. I thought you would enjoy. Sorry, Matt. I was gonna say I thought you would enjoy. I mentioned it briefly earlier, but with when he used the power of the lightning and being the strongest being to get another chili dog.
Hilarious.
And that's all he did. He didn't get like a tons. He just got a chili dog and then rained one down on Knuckles' face, and that was it.
I give up the emerald. Yeah. What happens to those stones now? Because like the emerald fell apart. What?
He put it back into emerald.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, he put it back into a diamond because he's so strong. He crushed it back into a diamond. And then they do explain what happens to the emerald.
In the third one?
Is it Knuckles or no? It's the third one. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's the third one they explain.
I was making sure because I was like, it doesn't just go away.
No.
You gotta like put that somewhere.
No, it's too important to just go away.
Yeah. Could you imagine if when he went supersonic, he like went like when Aang went
Oh my god, that's what it is.
mode,
I mean, that's what it
right?
is. Yeah.
where but, like he couldn't control what he was doing. That'd be crazy. But he just got a chili dog. He's always in control.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, he's not the same, and presumably that's what happens to everybody that has this power. It's the ring. It's the ring of
Has
power.
anyone ever had it before?
Or
No.
were they just too
We're-
afraid of it? Well, it
Or
happened to
Robotnik.
Robotnik, but Robotnik's crazy anyway, so maybe they just assumed it would.
Had
In my brain,
anybody-
people have had this. They fought over it because they were being consumed by it, and Sonic was just too strong, and he just wanted a chili dog, so he
Too much
didn't
of a
get
chili
consumed. They don't need to explain.
No.
One of my favorite shots of the entire movie is after they learn the history of the emerald. It cuts to Tails with a
Yeah.
red like
The
snap
laser, because they're gonna shoot
laser
him.
on his head, and he's like staring up, smiling at Sonic. It was like out of left field. He suddenly was about to get sniped.
Right after that too, like just my childish brain that likes crazy stuff happening in these movies and liking action movies. The snowboarding is incredible. Like I fucking love the snowboarding, and then it cuts to the wedding, and that's intertwined.
Yeah.
And fucking Tom with the ring,
He's an idiot.
like. Okay, so Tom doing the ring trick, even though he has a ring in his pocket already,
Yeah.
is like, okay, it's funny, right? But also, like, he could have been like, oh, hey, that's not the right ring. Here's your correct ring. Like, you can
didn't
see
even
it. And he
bother
doesn't. He's like, give me the ring. Give me the
He
ring.
opted for punching him in the face.
Yes,
I
instead
was
of
about to
showing
die.
him, like, it's not the right ring. Like,
Yeah, he didn't punch
he didn't even try.
I knew as soon as he did that trick, I was like, okay, so he's got the wrong.
He's
ring,
got the
obviously.
wrong
Okay,
Ah,
yeah.
Tom.
How about when they first like cut to Tom's experience in Hawaii, and it's just a bunch of ripped, shirtless guys beating
Going,
him with a
yeah.
volleyball.
Yeah.
And then he was doing, like, the handstand push-ups when they cut back
Yeah,
to
when
that.
they come back.
And they're cheering him on, but they were just FBI agents. That was all undercover.
It was funny too for Maddie to be like, was it her when she was like, you know, you need to like have some like friends, some guy friends, and it cut to them, and they were like dumping alcohol on each other and going, what's happening over there?
Also, James Marsden's arms when he flexes, oof, that's like Luke at
Yeah,
the
and he was
gym.
supposed to be the weak one. Yeah. And he's supposed to
Yeah.
be the weak one. of
Yeah,
the group.
that's what they were
They got
showing.
the tallest guy in the world to escort him down the hallway, so he looked like super short.
Oh man, this movie. I love this franchise. So Matt, this is like, it expands with Knuckles and Sonic 3, and this is why we say that this is our MCU, because it just, as crazy as this gets, it's just kind of like that's what it is from now on. Like, so that's why the first movie is like kind of special, because it's like really contained, because the rest is just like fucking bananas, and they just keep introducing stuff that's like, what? Okay, I love this.
I fully understand the MCU reference because, especially like, this movie knows how to do an end credit scene. I only know who Shadow is because of the promos for
me too.
the third one.
You're not.
But even though I don't know who he is, when they're like, it's Project Shadow, and he opens his eyes, goosebumps.
What's that?
Goosebumps. Yes.
Crazy.
You're like, oh, that guy's gonna be crazy.
And then you get to like
Shadow?
Stu, you're like, who plays him? Who plays him? I know who plays him now because the movie has already come out.
Yeah.
But before it did, people would be
Mhm.
like, who's it gonna be?
Mhm.
Well,
Like,
that was like before I rewatched them and was obsessed with them.
Yeah.
It was, I liked them, but when they announced that it was Keanu, even
like,
with
oh.
just casually liking the first two, I was like, holy shit, guys. We
That's
got Idris
fantastic.
Elba, a part of the team, and it's against Keanu now.
Matt.
Yeah.
The woman who voiced Tails in the video games.
Yes.
It's Colleen O'Shaughnessy. Am I saying
Yeah,
that correctly?
I don't know if you're
You
saying
are.
it right, but oh,
Well, the way her last name is spelled is, I think, usually pronounced O'Shaughnessy. Yes.
Okay. But
I
how
looked that
sick
up
is that?
too, because like when she started talking, I was like, as
That's a
Tails,
voice
I was like, because it sounds almost, it's not the same person, but it almost sounds like the person who plays like Timmy Turner
Yeah.
in the Fairly Odd Parents.
that's what
I was like,
Trini asked.
that is a professional voice actor.
Mm.
So
yeah,
I looked
you
it up.
can tell.
Also, she was in Danny Phantom,
Ooh.
as his sister.
Oh, nice.
So I was like,
nice.
oh, okay, I know that voice. But when I saw that she had played Tails like going all the way back to like the early 2010s. I was like, I love that they kept her as Tails.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Most franchises would not do that.
Especially
I
because
love
they like for Sonic, it's Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
Who did the what did he
Have you guys seen?
he called snow dogs the worst.
Yeah, they made a Snow
Yeah, I
Dogs
was like,
reference in this movie. There's an interview with Ben Schwartz where an interviewer says miles per hour when he's referencing Tails, and Ben Schwartz like did not realize that it was a play on that. So in the interview, he calls Colleen and is like, "Are you aware that like it's miles per hour? You know what it's for?" And she's like, "Yeah, miles per hour." Like she's been playing it for over a decade, bro. You don't think it? But he called her during the interview. He was like, "Dude, I don't know if you know this," and she's like, "Yeah." But also the fact that they're just cool, because with some voice acting, they have like no contact with each other, but he's just like cool with her, just calling her up. Yeah. And you just see as it continues to just like they just so much love for this. Like Jeff Fowler is about to be 4 movies. Like I'm presuming they're working on the 4th one right now. Like it's about to be 4 movies in, and it started in 2020, and that includes like executive producing and directing the first episode of the miniseries. And it's like this is all in a 5-year span. Like
That's
they
crazy.
must fucking love this. Idris Elba producing the Knuckles miniseries and helping with the third. Like I think you just can see that too, and with James Marsden continuing to return. And that's what I was worried about. It's like it would just be like a side thing in this movie. No, it like ends up being a big part. Ends up being a part in the 3rd one too. So it's like, no, he likes it. Like they all just like doing it. Jim Carrey continuing to return for the 3rd one, even though he technically retired before that. It's just incredible. And I hope they keep making these forever. Because they've been doing good of like the first movie was just him. This one's Tails and Knuckles. And then the 3rd one's Shadow. And then you're just like slowly going. And it's like, just keep doing it.
I feel like that's happened with actors before where they say, I'm retired unless this person asks me to do something, and then I'll do that. It's kind of like, I feel like Brad Dourif is there a little bit where he's like, I'm kind of retired unless Don Mancini calls me.
Yeah.
There was a story about, I'll wait till next, yeah. I think it's obvious I was going to pick the 3rd one. I think it was obvious we had this plan and we are going to make you watch all 3. So I was going to pick the 3rd one.
This was a conspiracy from the beginning.
So yeah.
If it makes you feel better, after this movie, I told Katie, I was like, regardless of if they pick it, I'm going to watch the
Good.
3rd
Okay,
one.
good.
Yeah.
We want to watch it with you.
We're going to be coming down.
We're going to be down.
So we're going to like in service to
when?
Next week. Right?
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
I did not
we
know
want to.
That's awesome.
Well, we could also talk about that after. But anyway, there was a story about Jim Carrey again retiring after this movie, and I'll save it for the 3rd one because it's how they got him back for the 3rd one. But it was kind of like that what you were saying with Brad Dourif of like if they just want it, they just say that so people stop bugging them. I think, and then if it's something they want to do, then they do it.
Right. I guess they do leave it open ended because Stone was also in the robot, and he's alive at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
but it's heavily implied
well,
that
also,
Robotnik is dead.
But they
that.
the general is it the general? What's his name?
Commander Walters.
Commander Walters. So the thing falls, and presumably they're going through all the wreckage of it, and they're like, we can't find his body. He's like, no one could survive that. But like, he just fell right there. It wasn't like an explosion. Like you would find something indicating that he was dead, and they're saying like, oh, we can't find him, but no one would have survived that. It's like, no, you would find something for sure. I just love him so much because he's so out of it. And then he just comes in to give exposition and talk about Olive Garden again in this movie.
Again with the Olive Garden.
He does it again.
I love that he was
it's
wearing
like a part of the lore.
Yeah, he's wearing his like military hat with his like Jimmy Buffett Hawaiian shirt, and I love that for him.
Yep.
How about when Rachel was like, is everyone here an agent? Are you an agent? And the priest had a gun inside the Bible.
Bible.
And then she was like, oh my god, JoJo and AJ.
It's so good, Matt. I'm so happy that you like this movie.
Yes.
It was like night and day. Like as
It's
soon
so
as it
different.
started, I
It's
was
very
like,
different.
already liking the vibes, and just the whole way through, I was like having a really good time. I was happy I was because I was like, I want to like these. I do, and so I'm glad I really like this one.
It makes me wonder after you've seen, like,
Yeah.
if you might like the first. Not that you have to, but like, it makes me wonder because like we have more of an appreciation after going back, because it's
Right.
like a smaller thing. You know, like the two it's only him and Tom, and then it's
Really,
like
yeah.
with where it goes, it's crazy.
And you know what? Knuckles and Tails though are such good additions that
Yes.
it is like
They're
they do feel
great.
missing from the first one, where it's like I love the dynamic of all of them together.
Yes.
It was gradual.
Even
It makes
even
it
in
better
this
for
one
this one.
before he
Exploded.
meets them, like the risky business basically
Yeah.
scene is really
What-
good. It's really
What's
fun.
he doing? He's lawnmowing
knows?
snacks. Like, why is that
Yeah.
fun for him? Like, I get he's making a disaster, but why a lawnmower with snacks?
You just don't get it. Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
yes, he's fast, but like, that's still money. Like, he's not fast with money.
Talking about Sonic and using the phrase "yes, he's fast, but" shouldn't exist. That's it. That's all
Right.
you have to know about Sonic. He's
But it's
fast.
also like, it's not like he's stealing stuff. He actively pays for the Oreo thins that he takes from the store. So like,
Well,
there's
does-
money going.
What's that actually?
So he leaves money just sitting in an aisle. And does it count as paying for it?
I say yes.
Okay.
In this universe, Sonic is Batman, at least in his own head.
Well,
Yep.
The
He's
Blue Justice.
I think
That's funny.
Luke pointed out, like, this is the dark. It starts the same way as the Dark Knight.
Yes.
Like, it's like the driving up. So it is
Yeah.
directly. It's so funny.
Well,
Also,
yeah, and he says,
yeah,
I deserve and need that hero line.
yeah,
That
so chronically online. But
Yes.
I feel like I totally lost what I was gonna say. Someone else needs to speak. And then-
In Sonic, out fishing with Tom.
Yeah.
That's me if I had to fish it,
Uh,
and then fall in the water.
And then almost drowning.
Yeah.
How about at the very beginning, after Sonic dismantles a truck
Yes.
on
That's
the
a good
road,
idea. That's a good idea.
bombs inside
Yep.
of it.
That was actually the same
he
start
stops
as
right in
Amazing
front of
Spider-Man
the-
2.
He stops right in front
Yep.
of the kid, and the kid's ice cream
And goes-
jumps off the cone with
Yeah.
a wire.
It looks insane. It didn't look like it
does.
fell. It jumps. You're absolutely right.
It makes it so much better, especially when you've seen this movie 4 times, like I have. Because every time you're like, nope,
Like what?
nope. I love his plan though of just unscrewing everything, and then he's again, guys. Sonic is fast. He could
Yes.
help clean up some of this wreckage pretty quickly. Nope.
I don't
Uh-huh.
wanna.
He fucking runs back to Green Hills.
Out of there.
Oh, that's what I was
Also
gonna say.
something-
Sorry. I just remembered. When this movie started in theaters, after I had just watched the first one, I thought when it said Seattle, it was actually gonna be like that's where they were. It was gonna be a change, and I was like, that's weird. After the Green Hills, no, he's just there, and then he sprints back to Green Hills, and then he's just back where the last movie
Yeah.
ended. I'm like, okay, good, they get it. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead, Kelly. Sorry.
In this movie, not only does Sonic drive a car, but Tails flies a plane.
Hell yeah.
Why
Yeah.
is the fastest being that's ever existed
They also have
driving a car,
rings.
and why is an animal that can fly flying a plane?
Yeah.
I love it though, but it's because yeah. How is he supposed to carry both Sonic and Knuckles? Because Tails was
Right.
struggling
Only with
carrying-
Knuckles, yes, and
Because he's 1,000% muscle.
they could have done a ring like maybe inside the Robotnik thing, but they needed all three. We don't need to worry
Yeah.
about it.
I know. I just love it. I love why that Sonic's driving a car. Well, he learned how to in the first
Yeah.
movie.
Did he learn?
He
Because last we saw, he just crashed it.
Well, he was reading the manual.
Why did
while
they let him
crashing
drive?
it.
Yeah.
Why did Tom assume he knew how to drive?
Well, because
Oh.
at one point during this car chase, when the Robotnik stuff's coming after them, instead of just letting Sonic, the fastest creature alive, continue to handle them, Tom's like, I got this one, my turn or whatever, and takes up pipe or whatever. And it's like,
assume Sonic can drive.
yes, and it's like, why don't you just continue letting him do it? Because he's obviously doing it.
He's got it.
Yes, that's a thing for
I
us.
I love. I forget, where did Tails get the tail-sized plane? Or does it come out of nowhere?
It comes out of
It
nowhere.
comes,
Okay,
so
I love that.
they built it, maybe.
He probably built
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
in that moment, but I also just love how he looks flying that plane with Knuckles and Sonic, not even like sitting down, standing
Yeah.
on the wing.
And I do like that. I like how quick Sonic is to trust Knuckles after it.
Yeah.
Like, I like that it's Sonic that's like, no, let's like, Tails doesn't know the conversation they had. He didn't know what happened, so of course he should be like hesitant. Sonic's like, nah, he's just mixed up. He's good to be with us. Like, immediately. Like, they're good.
Yeah, he always
Everything's
sees the good in
forgiven.
people.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
love how quick it's like, nah, we're good.
I love the implication of when they're all running together that Sonic is slowing himself down so he could be as fast as the other two.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it.
Pretty
And I just
cute.
love when they're all running up to the giant Robotnik at the end. Like, the
Sonic's
three of
the
them
groin.
running. Yes, Sonic is the groin. But when they're all three running up, it's just so good. And you're like, oh, this franchise fucking gets it.
It's, I feel like, very rare too that like this is made for kids, right? Primarily, that it's as funny as it is, because like I feel like a lot of times it's pandering to just like the lowest common denominator of joke just to try to get a laugh out of kids. And it's like, no, this is like it's very specific,
Yes.
and that's what I
Yeah,
think
those
about
fart
it.
jokes were really elevated.
The
Really
chili
good.
dog. Not even elevated is not what I'm saying. I just mean how specific it is. This is like
No, yeah, I
such
know.
specific humor. Where I'm like, this is
Yes.
hilarious. What? Who thought of this?
Yeah.
Jeff.
Fucking Jeff.
I love Jeff
What I
Bell.
like about what we said last week as one of the one of your negatives, Matt, and I kind of agreed with you, is sometimes like Robotnik could be like cringy. And the first time I watched it, right? What I like about how crazy he is if anything is like cringy from here on out, you can kind of just like scoff and be like, what? Like, what the fuck is Jim Carrey doing? And then it's fine. It's not like cringy, like, ooh, they tried to, like, it's just like baffling sometimes. If it's not funny, it's
Yeah.
baffling, and so you're enjoying what you're watching because it's just like, I'm just seeing a lunatic on screen right now.
I think that what I needed was for him to notch up the crazy to where it is now, for that stuff to like not feel cringe and to feel
Yes,
really
yeah.
funny. Cause like it's
Yeah.
the taking it to 11 where it's like before it was toned down just enough that I was like something feels off, and then I think now it's like this is a sweet spot for me.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's where he's
He
maintains.
let him get his full freak on. That's
It's
for
just
sure.
crazy when he's on wires, though. Like, the whole thing is just crazy.
It's so funny to me that he said he was gonna retire after that, because it is so Jim Carrey to be like, well, if it's my last movie, I better go full Jim Carrey on it and do that.
Jeff Fowler
Well,
fucking
want it.
lets him, and I love that Jeff Fowler just lets him do whatever. And that is not how, as far as I know, okay, I have experience with 2 hours of a game Kelly watched. Robotnik doesn't act like that. Robotnik's crazy, but he didn't act like that. They just let him do it.
I'm glad they did.
Yes.
Oh my god, we haven't even talked about how he walked on water like Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Oh wait,
he
we
is.
did talk about it. But yes,
Did we?
the fact that he's
We mentioned it.
I don't know. Someone
think.
said something about Jesus.
Well, that could happen at any point.
Right. Sonic the Hedgehog is the second coming of Christ.
Yep.
Only Sonic the Hedgehog is the second coming.
Only Sonic the Hedgehog.
I do like the, foreshadowing that when he was out on the boat with Tom. That comes back, him running on the water. But I also like that he didn't make it all the way there. Like he had to wash up on shore. It's like he's not invincible. Yeah.
He's unstoppable,
Yeah.
but he's not invincible.
Exactly.
It's also Tails gets knocked out in this movie, and it is heartbreaking to
Yeah,
see.
He's out for a
the
long
whole
time,
time.
too.
Long
Yeah.
time. There's
He,
brain
he
damage.
was almost
Yeah.
dead.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
Oh
He's
my
not.
gosh,
He's not a
they,
field
like-
guy. He's not used to. He's not a field
Not-
guy.
He became a field guy.
Yes, he did.
For Sonic. First off, how insane it is that they avalanched into the wedding. And
Crazy.
then Tails under the snow and Sonic trying to dig him out of the snow was crazy.
Yeah. And
All for them to be herded away in crates.
And
Anyway.
the convenience that Tom just happens to be in Hawaii at the time, that is a place that they can see where the Emerald is, because it's on a shore, which is
It's in the movie.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, of course they're in Hawaii at the time, which is like perfect storytelling, honestly.
I thought that. Yeah, I was like, wow, how convenient that it's so close to Hawaii. And then they
too.
said the line,
100
wow,
yeah, 100
that's hundreds of miles away. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they wrapped it
Okay.
up.
It was
They wrapped it up.
powerful.
They were just like, you
Yeah.
know what? It's not
They
a
thought the same
convenience.
thing. They're like, it's not that close.
For Sonic,
If
it
it was
is.
that close,
The-
if it was that close, he would have been able to make it.
I am
That's true.
obsessed with the fact that the first movie doesn't have any kind of talk of Tom and Maddie have like wanting kids or anything. Like you would think another movie would like be like, should we have kids? And that's like one of the lessons they learn at the end. No, they just taken all three of them. Like they have three.
Yeah.
They have three children now, and they were just like, yeah, we're cool with it. They love Sonic, and Maddie loves Sonic, and it's like at the end. They're just like playing baseball with they're just fucking chilling, having three kids, never talk. I just love them so much. They're just so cool with like taking in all these again, alien children into their homes.
At the end of the movie, I think Maddie literally says, I like the red one.
Yeah.
He cracks me up.
You know what? Me too. Like, such simple stuff. When he goes to jump in the bed of the truck, I kinda,
He
like,
just like doesn't make
like hilarious. Yeah.
and he's like, Sonic, something about the ice cream having sprinkles. They like informed him that the ice cream would have sprinkles, and he's
was
so
banging on
excited.
the
Yeah,
top
it's
of the
just like,
car.
okay, he might be younger than the other two.
I love him so much. He specifically at the end, the last like 5 minutes, said at least 3 or 4 things that had me laugh out loud. I was like, Knuckles gets it.
Yeah.
Man.
I think you would appreciate the fact that Maya and I saw the third one without seeing the first two.
Oh.
And right, we saw Sonic 3 in theaters with no before without seeing the first two, and every time Knuckles was on the screen, Maya'd go, "He's so fucking cool."
Yeah.
Cool.
They would go, "Man, Knuckles is so cool."
It's because the last 10 minutes of
agree.
this movie, Knuckles, is Sonic 3 Knuckles. So
Hell yeah. I genuinely can't wait.
His opening in the second one is the sickest shit.
oh my god,
that's
like
ever-
he's legitimately the coolest person on the planet. Like
He's so cool.
I think
I-
Shadow's reveal is really cool too, but like the way
Shadow's
that
also
the way that
yeah.
like they run out and Robotnik is running to the ring, and then just a silhouette of Knuckles comes in, you're like, holy shit.
Ah. Okay, and
crazy because they foreshadowed, or they didn't foreshadow, they teased Tails at the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
But then for like the silhouette of Knuckles to come out
That's
without any previous mention,
that's
how
why
crazy we're
I don't know if that was like original plan or if it was just gonna be Tails, but when they decided to go full crazy, like because like it was just Tails that was revealed, which is all they needed to do, but you would think like they really just added both of them and went full in, so it makes me think
yeah.
maybe they just decided like let's fucking do it.
Yeah,
Wait, was
good.
Maddie
But
wearing red at all in the first movie or just yellow?
She was just wearing yellow to
Okay.
tease Tails.
Ah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Maddie's outfit's
she's
like tease
wearing-
the next.
Oh, I didn't know that.
what
That's
color
fun.
they are.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
fun.
but then
She
Okay.
wears pink in this movie because Amy Rose was going to be in the third one.
yeah.
Oh.
And then they change stuff.
It's a whole
There's
thing.
like
We'll
there
talk
there's
about it.
stuff
I
about
got
it.
you.
Yeah.
I did want to drop that. I got her name wrong. Amber Rose is a celebrity.
I
Amy
have heard
Rose-
of Amber Rose too. I think.
Yeah, I think that's the confusion in my brain. But I was like trying to drop some knowledge that it's like, hey, I know what Amy Rose is.
Yeah. Any
Uh,
other thoughts? We don't have to wrap it
yeah.
up, but I feel like I've expelled my love for
Well, let
this
me just
movie.
expel one more thing. When you mentioned when Knuckles showed up again, like it was like goosebumps inducing. This is crazy. Jim Carrey's like fall down on the grass was like a really good fall. Like tear up,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
you know when people like run on like grass and like clods come up and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was a good fall.
Also,
I
the
like-
popcorn that he like threw, like that was just him throwing it.
That was-
Knuckles punched Sonic through a television
yeah, you did. That was a
Yeah.
good
from
fight.
their first meeting. It was literally an unstoppable force meeting an immovable
Immovable
object, and the
object.
immovable object won.
Hell yeah. Take that,
Until
physics.
Tails hit him with a car. Okay, but also Knuckles goes the fox something like, I'll get vengeance on the fox another day.
Oh, yeah.
Something like impending.
Impending doom for
Running
Tails.
over. Yeah. I love Sonic running through the emerald where the emerald is kept and then just completely falling
Yes.
through like every the entire floor.
There's a one shot when he's running that I'm obsessed with. It's like he's running and then the camera pans and stays still and he like
Yeah.
runs down the hallway and then
Oh,
he
yeah.
like looks left, looks right, and then
He
like
goes,
jumps
"Yes."
up. It looks yeah, and like he like jumps up and puts all arms out or arms and legs out, and it just looks like a video game thing. I don't know if it is, but like
Oh.
it's just like so perfectly like this is a video game movie. Like him running
Yeah.
down that looks like Tomb Raider or Tomb Runner or whatever that fucking game was. It looks like that.
Run.
Yeah, Temple Run or
Temple
whatever.
Run.
And then he like, but just the way he
No,
jumps up
Sonic
and
don't
like,
watch anything
I just-
without Temple Run on the side.
no, this is where he starts also
Absolutely
being
don't side
super chronically online too, like
He's
more so.
chronically online in this movie than the third.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. yeah. Which makes sense. He's
man,
hanging out with friends
was I
more
gonna
than being
say?
online.
Mhm.
Yes. Two things, game things that I noticed that both, Mark, you and I noticed the thing in Tails' bag that shot the guy up in the air was like the boost in the game.
Yes, that was you.
Oh.
That was you fully. I was like, holy shit.
Something else I noticed was when they were in the converted Mean Bean coffee shop and they have the little hologram of Sonic, he's like has his hands on his hip and is tapping his foot, like how he
Oh.
looks when he's waiting before he's played.
Yes,
in
yes,
the video
yeah,
game.
Oh yeah.
When you like pause but don't pause, he just waits there and taps his foot like that.
And taps his foot. Yeah,
Oh my god, that's
it's cute.
see, these are things that I'm sure, like, if I knew that and then rewatched, it'd be like a lot more meaningful. Like, I love that there's that many things.
I talked
like that.
I talked to a friend who is a fan of Sonic who watched the third one and told me a bunch of shit that I was just like, I just thought that was fucking cool, but it was like this reference this reference this reference this. And I was like, it's crazy they're making all these references, but to me, I had no idea, and I just think it's a fucking amazing movie by itself.
It's
Like,
fun.
yeah,
It's just
that,
fun.
you don't need the
Yeah.
context. Yeah,
This is like, I understand why this is so popular too amongst like little kids. Like when I told you, like Louis was wearing a Knuckles shirt. I'm like, I
Yeah.
get it. Like if I was a kid, I would probably watch this. This would be our Spider-Man 2. You
Right.
know, where
Yes.
like
yeah, yep.
I'm watching this a lot. Or this is my Phantom Menace, okay?
Yep. Yep.
Would you break your arm over this?
Only over Titanic.
Okay, that makes
Right.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
I think that's it. I think
I think that's all I have for
covered-
this one.
Yeah.
Now that I've revealed that we're gonna do it next week, I know you're gonna be so surprised and guess for so
So
long.
surprised. I was waiting for it.
This was a plan like weeks ago that this would just be the next 3 picks.
Well, thank you for doing that because now I like being in on it. I like enjoying these.
I'm so glad that
I'm
you
so
enjoyed
glad
this. It
you
makes me
like
happy.
to.
Oh,
We got you.
I as soon as I was like, oh, I liked that a lot. I was like, I am not gonna log it. I want to surprise them with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I, Luke,
Makes
I
me so
think
happy.
Luke said it really well last week, where it was like, he watched the first one, was like, oh, that's how you should make a movie. You watch this one, you're like, that's how you should make it. And then you watch the third one, you're like, that's how you make a movie.
Yeah.
So
I-
I
it's
am I'm
amazing.
very glad.
What other franchises are there where every movie's rating gets better? Like that doesn't happen.
I know. I feel like John
That's
Wick
crazy.
is like close because they're all almost
Yeah.
even.
They're all the same,
and
then
then
it goes up.
4 is up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, you're
crazy.
right. You're right.
Keanu again. It's the
anything
Keanu
Keanu's
effect.
a part of.
That
Yeah.
that's not true. He was in the Matrix.
Oh man.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Couple of those
That was the
Matrix
that was the
episodes
downhill
real
slope.
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I have
Alright,
anything
well-
else. I have not made the thumbnail, so it's gonna have to be a surprise when it goes up. Whenever I make it. Sorry.
Okay.
Fine.
Wow.
And
That's
the
fine.
reason I didn't, sometimes I do it like when we're like chit chatting, but there's so many people on this fucking poster, so it's gonna take me a
Yeah.
second, and I want to make it good.
Hey, I could be Robotnik. I'm bald.
Ooh.
You
We
are
got,
bald.
I'm definitely
He
doing
is
that. I'm
bald.
definitely
Do
doing
it.
it. I for the rankings, don't have that pulled up either.
Sonic.
I put in Sonic.
Sonic.
Oh, it's my turn. I was gonna put this one in A.
Oh,
Don't hurt me.
It's
Right.
fair. That's fair. No, that's fair. It's fair.
That's very fair.
and we know where Kelly
Mark?
puts us. I put it in
Yep.
Sonic.
We gotta have room to
Oh,
grow.
Sonic.
I am
Yep.
in
So this one
anticipation-
And just
goes-
give it 3.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the other one goes in A, is what we determined,
goes
and then
in
this one
Sonic.
goes in Sonic. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. And then we already have the next. Well, we need Kelly's ranking, and then we already have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's only.
It's Elvira, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2.
Okay.
Unhinged.
Sonic 2.
It's Sonic
2, Elvira.
Yeah.
Sonic
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Disturbing.
Elvira.
Elvira
Sonic 2.
Sonic 2.
Sonic 2.
1.
Yeah.
and Sonic.
Okay. Okay. Sad.
Sonic 2. Because Tails
Yeah.
made me cry.
Yeah.
Sonic 2.
Sonic 2 over
Sonic.
Sonic
Sonic.
1. Like, think about Sonic running around the bases on his own and
But then you also have the payoff, and it's like
Finally
I'm not
getting a
sad, but
friend.
like I want to cry.
I actually, you know what? You're right. I think Sonic 1 might be.
It might be
more
sadder
sad
as a
because
whole movie.
yeah.
The
And
loneliness.
and when he's on the rooftop in the first one, he's like, "Okay, bye bye," or whatever. It was like,
Okay.
"Oh my
Oh, I gotta
little
go
baby."
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah.
He's a baby.
So 1, 2, Elvira.
Elvira.
Yeah.
Okay. Gay.
Elvira.
Elvira.
Sonic 2. Sonic
Yes,
1.
yes, for sure.
Sonic
yeah,
2,
for sure.
Sonic
Yep.
1. Right.
Yes.
So the question is, will Sonic 3 beat out Elvira on the base? Is the one thing that does it Sonic 3, and that's what you'll have to stay tuned
Yeah, yep.
for.
That'll
Yeah.
be next week. It is
Yeah.
on
That'll be
Paramount
next
Plus already, which thank God, or we would have had to wait
Oh,
to do
yeah.
all this. But it's already on.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus. And if you guys are inclined, Knuckles miniseries is also on there, which is required viewing, unfortunately. And by unfortunately, I mean fortunately for everyone who's gonna listen.
So wait, did
Don't worry about
the
it.
third movie
Wait, okay.
come out before Knuckles or
No,
after?
after.
After.
So should I watch Knuckles first?
We-
Movie came out after Knuckles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Knuckles came out in between 2 and 3.
I thought the third one came out before Knuckles, and Knuckles just took place before the
No,
third one.
this was like a in the meantime because they had a gap year between movies.
That's so funny.
Yes, no, like it was legitimately what the Sonic content was that year. Was
Okay, I guess
Knuckles.
that makes sense with,
Yeah.
certain things.
Yes.
In the third.
No. Matt, we'll talk to you offline too.
Okay,
About
okay.
that. Okay, so I'm ending it. Goodbye. We love Sonic. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.